We all experience coincidences. Two things that happen, that seem to have meaning together but no real causal relationship, and so it's probably just a coincidence, as we say. Carl Jung presented the idea of synchronicity in the 1920s. He defined synchronicity, most simply, as the meaningful coincidence of two or more events where something other than the probability of chance is involved. But synchronicities are a personal reminder that reality is something other than what we are told it is. One of the keys to understanding synchronicity is that improbabilities tend to come in reoccurring groups. One improbability generates another. If you do something improbable, chances are that you'll attract another improbability. Throughout his life, Carl Jung had many encounters which fascinated him. Due to his profession, he was in close contact with many of the people he treated. Following Sigmund Freud's approach to therapy, he delved into his clients' dreams and everyday doings, and he started noticing that more than a few of his patients reported incidents happening at the most opportune of times, but they fit into the narratives of their life seamlessly. This meant that something outside this reality, something beyond linear time, was needed if events are to deviate from their default outcome. Without that metaphysical factor, everything would be mechanically drawn, or in other words, everything would be mere material cause and effect, no surprise or chance. That's what happens every time we exercise our free will. So consciousness is the non-physical factor that creates improbabilities. What this ultimately means is that the more sentient you are, the more of an improbability you represent in this world. Anything at all from outside of linear time that tampers with the course of events around us can do just that. This can happen when we go through a significant moment of spiritual growth or transformation that includes going through a period of insight and revelation regarding higher truths about existence or about yourself. This concept of synchronicity has been present in religion for millenniums. Across almost every faith, we can see a mutual understanding that everything is interconnected. Some consider that this is how the divine intervenes. How can we reason with this explanation? Well, what synchronicity offers, along with the religions describing it before, is a way to look at events as meaningful. Interestingly, one of the major aspects of depression is the feeling of meaninglessness. But stepping back, we see that who gives everything around us meaning is ourselves. We are responsible for linking the narratives together and give meaning to life. Through our ideas, our beliefs, through our connections with others. Through the experiences we have gathered and the events which influenced our life. Even if these synchronistic occurrences aren't knowingly linked together, they are still linked to our story of life. They still hold some meaning to us. Just as how many religions consider these moments to be messages, we can also look at them in the same way. The sudden change in your being, your essence, a point of clarity, acts suddenly expanding and sending ripples out in all directions. Not only is that an improbable event where you're shifting to a new set of futures due to change in your personal characteristics, but your being is expanding and perturbing the very fabric of existence. This also identifies a strong connection between waking reality and dreams. The connection, of course, is that both are ultimately generated by consciousness. The difference is that in dreams we are immersed in an environment generated by our own subconscious, while in the waking world, the environment is generated by a collective or universal subconscious. Albert Einstein said that reality is an illusion, although a persistent one. That's really saying that reality is made of the same material as dreams, but functionally it's more persistent due to the collective subconscious holding it in place. And since our personal subconscious is plugged into the collective subconscious, it can affect its own corner of this collective dream we call reality. So when you encounter a synchronicity, the best thing is to think about them more often, to embed them into our worldview as being natural and expected. This feeling of wonder, of being fascinated, is something which the world is losing. Most today hold stronger to or prefer to be as rational as possible, even though at our core we are far from rational. This is why we should dream more and adopt a childlike attitude of wonder about reality. By doing this, we also influence the manifestation principle by attracting whatever you are resonating with and focusing on. Once you start doing this, you can simply let go and let reality surprise you. A good way to attract more synchronicities is to spend more time being curious, creative, open-minded, and eager to learn. What this translates is less time wasted on senseless activity and more time learning, reading, observing, writing, and scrutinizing deeply yourself, your thoughts, and the world. The reason is mainly because changes in your inner life always produces changes in your outer life. Also, identifying what feelings, urges, impulses come from your social and biological programming and which come from your inner spiritual core intelligence. This spiritual core intelligence, which is the essence of your free will, is the only thing in you that's not a product of matter, energy, space, and time, meaning that it is outside linear time, and it is capable of defying causality and probability. The more you act from your spiritual intelligence and true intuition, the more improbabilities will be found on that path, the more synchronicities will align with your thoughts, and you will find yourself in a constant manifesting state of mind. Please watch our next video that talks about creating lasting happy relationships and true love, here on Aligned Thought.